Good morning. Last night I posted a video debunking the idea that they are building gallows outside the White House because somebody posted a picture of this structure being built. That structure will become the press stand for the inaugural presidential parade. And a lot of you rightfully were like, V, that's not exactly the conspiracy theory we were hoping you would debunk. Can you talk a little bit about the potential for voter interference and fraud? In particular, people want to know if Elon Musk's Starlink hacked voting machines and changed the results. I think part of the grief experience a lot of people are going through is the stage where we try to bargain or make other things true because it's so difficult to accept the reality of what we're facing. And no one has an answer for you as to what exactly has happened with this election yet, but I don't support the idea that there is widespread voter fraud, and here's why. Because this is how voting machines work. They are never connected to the internet. In fact, you take your Scantron paper ballot, you put it into the machine, which has never been connected to the internet, and it tabulates the result on a flash drive. That flash drive, along with the paper ballot, are delivered to the courthouse or the election headquarters, where they are put into a laptop that has also never been connected to the internet. The results that we were getting on election night were coming at this point in the process. And they were coming from court reporters and election watchers who were seeing those results come off these flash drives, and they were reporting on it. After that happens, they copy those results onto a new flash drive, and that new flash drive is uploaded to a public website. This is the only time when election materials come in contact with the internet. And the reason they do it this way is to make sure that the voting process can be audited. You would have the option to look back on voting results that were uploaded to the public website by looking at the original paper ballots and counting or reviewing those, and the original flash drive that had never been exposed to the internet. That said, in 2020, Vice found 35 machines out of all of the machines that had existed in the voting process that had been exposed online. So for this one, I'm saying, let's wait. Let's see when people call for audits or recounts if they match up. But it is very unlikely that Elon Musk's Starlink was able to hack into the voting machines because they are not plugged into the internet. And voting machines are not Wi-Fi capable at all. They don't have that technology included in them whatsoever. What about people who did not get their ballot or got their ballot too late to vote? Like our friend Nemay here. We know that that happened. She requested a ballot from a county in Georgia. It did not get mailed to her. She ended up buying a plane ticket to fly down to Georgia to be able to vote in person. That is something that needs further investigation, and that is being investigated. What happened with voter suppression tactics or not mailing out people's ballots in time? Another thing that is still being investigated is the allegation that canvassers were presenting iPads to people when they were door knocking and telling them that they could collect their vote via the iPad. Of course, that's not true. And if people were found out to have been doing that, they're going to get arrested. That's a crime. We also know, because there are election interference investigations going on right now, that there were 2 women in Mesa County in Arizona who tried to test a voting signature system. These people got caught, and so we're going to learn more about people who tried to do anything funny with the election. Also, you may remember on the campaign trail, Trump claimed that there was 2,500 voter registration applications flagged for fraud. Even in that case, those were not ballots that were cast. Those were requests for ballots that were found to be fraudulent and were a result of the paid canvassers faking voter registration stuff and submitting it, trying to get ballots. They got caught. That didn't happen in Pennsylvania. Our elections are very difficult to mess with because they are not administered at the federal level. Each state has their own rules and regulations on how they administer an election, even when you're voting for a federal office. Each state has different machines they like to use. Each state has different Scantrons they use. Each county gets to decide what kind of voter materials they order. The states buy their materials from companies like Runbeck out of Maricopa County, which printed 15,000 different ballot styles for just Maricopa County alone. Which is why the idea that massive ballot fraud happened or that the machines were all hacked at the same time is highly unlikely. Not only are there different types of machines, but they are calibrated differently. They are not connected to the internet. There are tens of thousands of different ballot styles. The thickness of the paper is different. The ink that it recognizes is different. I'm going to stay on top of it. We're going to be looking into everything that could have possibly happened with this election. And certainly, if anyone has a vested interest in ensuring that it was free and fair, it's the Democrats. They're the incumbent party, and they lost. They would not concede if they thought that there was any possibility of staying in power. I certainly am not claiming to have all the answers. I'm just going to give you all the information I have as I have it. If we find out something new, I will certainly let you know that as well. I wish that there was another answer as to why things didn't go the way some of us wanted them to. I wish that there was a more clear reason for how voter turnout could have been so great and the lines could be so long and we could have registered so many more people and still lost. But we just don't have those answers right now. And in lieu of a big answer for a big problem, we're filling it with conspiracy theories, which is just kind of like how the human brain works.